Hello, everyone. This is Tom, and welcome to the Lone Wolf Prepper channel. Anyway, sure appreciate all the new subscribers that I've had to my channel the last few days, even though with YouTube coming down hard on me. But I realize I need to spice up the channel a little bit. I need to get me an actual studio and learn how to do editing and stuff like that so I can get a good intro. I just need to dress up the channel a little bit, make it more appealing to the eye. I just don't quite know how to do all that yet. I'm not what you would call computer savvy in today's world. I kind of left computers back in the 90s, so this is all new to me. Anyway, thank you everybody for coming. Yes, the channel is still growing. YouTube's really coming down hard on me. I can tell which videos really bother them a lot. Those are the ones that don't have a lot of views on them. I suggest watching them. You might like them. Okay, one thing on my channel is I never delete any comments. I never block anybody. I believe in freedom of speech, even if you disagree with me, you want to insult me, threaten my life, whatever. I really don't care. I'm not going to block you, okay? You have the right to give your opinion on my channel in the comment section just like anybody else has. Okay, I don't have a problem with it. I've been insulted by the best, so I haven't had one that's even gotten close to upsetting me or stuff. So anyway, freedom of speech is allowed on this platform. Okay, we all get together. If you disagree with me, that's the person I need to get together with, and we can have a discussion. Not a fight, not an argument, a discussion. But anyway, to the subject of tonight. The world is on self-destruction. Okay? That's easy to see. What's the first thing they got to do? Okay, I brought up my comments for a reason. They got to get rid of morals, anything religion, anything that makes you feel that you have to be a moral person and that you're responsible eventually in the end for your actions here on the earth. Okay, they got to get rid of that. So you can just live a free will life. But anyway, the thought of the day I did, and all you got to do is mention a higher power. And boy, does that bring out the hate comments. Why does anybody hate the reason that I believe in a higher power? I guess if you don't believe in anything, you believe you're the higher power. I guess that's the way you would believe. Or if you believe in the devil, you worship your God. I'm not asking you to come to my religion. That's one thing I find, the Christian religion has a stained past. Trying to get everybody to believe in Christ. What's the word I'm looking for? Convert them. I don't think God wants us coming to us with shackles on, and handcuffed. I don't think he wants that. Free will. You go to the Lord when you want to go to the Lord. That's when he wants you there. Not brought there and convinced, that my God is right. That's what the communists do. That with their ideas, they got to pound them into your head till you finally believe them. Okay, religion shouldn't be like that. Religion is something you should go to willingly, not be forced to go to. Anyway, that's just, the Christian religion, trying to convert people did murder people. And that's just a fact. But, okay, first thing they do is they got to get rid of religion. Because a person who believes in a higher power and is going to be responsible for his actions on earth is probably, especially when you get older and you want some of those gold stars by your name, are going to be more, you're just going to be doing the right thing. You're not going to be self-centered. You're going to be more caring towards your fellow man and stuff like that. I guess there's some religions that don't have that. The Muslims, you either convert or you're dead. Kill all infidels. Whatever. Okay, that's not the religion I'm talking about. I'm talking about a religion of peace. A religion that makes you responsible for yourself on this earth and not somebody else responsible. It's your own fault if you screw up, not somebody else's. That type of religion. That turns you into a good, responsible person. That's what they want to get rid of. I mean, look at I don't watch the Olympics. Okay, it's been a long time. But what's been coming out about that, I mean, yeah. People are going to be seeing this 50 years from now, thinking what the hell went wrong with us. That's the Olympics now? I thought it was, the Olympics is supposed to be stories about the athletes, not stories about let's be weird people taking the limelight. And then, Paris losing power. I'm sure it was cyber hack. I would say that's what it was. By the way, just, self-destruct. Take God out and then put these people in front so our kids can see this stuff. Like I say, the Olympics is about sports, not promoting weird stuff. It should be about promoting health. Remember, do they allow performance enhancing drugs now too? That's just crazy. Sickening to watch. It's another part of the world where it's just falling apart. The self-destruct is at 10 seconds. And let's keep pushing it. Yep, that's the type of behavior when you take religion out. Yeah, the Olympics. I can just hope to see what it's about in 2 years with the Winter Olympics. Even be worse then. I mean, it just progressively gets worse. None of this is getting better. Okay? We can't stop the self-destruct. Okay? And then we got the wars coming up. How long do you think it's going to be before Russia starts sending stuff our way? They're getting hit with our conventional weapons and missiles and stuff like that. What happens if Russia starts acting in kind and starts sending conventional warheads over to our cities? They're a country that can do it. We're basically at war with them. They have every right to do it. What's the American public going to do the first day when Russian bombs are flying down on the U.S. or Alaska cities like Anchorage is getting bombed with bombers and stuff? Now, I know that could never happen to the U.S. because we're just so powerful and we're going to live forever, and this country's never going to go bad or never going to go away. Well, what's not going to happen that day? What are you going to do that day when you hear of not just 9/11, okay, but cities all over the United States being bombed? So many people are going to lose their mind. But doesn't Russia have the right to do it? I'm not wanting them to do it, but I don't want us to be using our weapons to bomb them either. That's the Ukraine war, not our war. But when that happens, and it's going to happen, they did say they would take out command and control centers. And that would mean the Pentagon, for sure. People just don't see where this is heading. Another thing, we're on self-destruct. I mean, we're paying for all this. Every last bit of it. We're paying for our own destruction. I just don't understand it. Anyway, And the Israeli war is going to expand. Now probably Lebanon. Just war, 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 and then Netanyahu comes over here trying to get our help. You got Zelensky coming over here needing our help. How come in all these countries getting a mess, they always come to us? They need our help. How about you don't go to war with your neighbors? Like I say, if Ukraine didn't have our help right now, that war would have been over 2 years ago. Ukraine would have sailed for peace. Russia would have got those 4 territories, and the war would have been over. But nope, not allowed. Peace is not allowed. All we have is money for war. Well, they're saying we're spending it for world peace. It's another notch where we're on self-destruct. And this is the world, okay? I don't understand why we have to have our hands in so many pies. This is crazy. Come back to the United States. Let's worry about our borders and our country and our economy. Maybe if we become the great United States again, the rest of the world will follow, instead of the rest of the world following our country into the abyss. We need to go the other way. Okay? But anyway, the world's just on fire. And we're just stroking the flames, adding gasoline onto here and there and everywhere. And the war is coming. There's no doubt about that. It's not like everybody's going to lay down their weapons now, all the weapons that they built for World War III, and say, oh, we're all going to get along now. That's not going to happen. All these weapons being made are going to be used. Hypersonic missiles will be used against the U.S. Let's just hope. Let's just hope. I guess if we can hope for the best, let's just hope they have conventional weapons on them. Because I sure don't want this to go to nuclear war. Destroy the whole world because a few politicians can't get along. Let me think about it. What do I have different or that I want? I don't want anybody to change their life. But the average man in Russia or the average man in China that's just trying to survive as their governments are screwing them over. Okay? What do I got against that guy? What's he got against me? Besides what we're being told in our news, by our news, why we're supposed to hate each other. Lindsey Graham. Best money ever spent to kill Russians. Why don't you go over there and fight, Lindsey? Why don't you go die for Ukraine? The best life ever gave up for Ukraine. It's insanity. Like I said, just another little, tick on the clock as we're on the self-destruct sequence. And then, the lies. I am so tired of the lies. And now the biggest lie coming out is that Kamala Harris is giving Trump a run for his money. Doing better than Joe Biden did. Raised $200 million in a week. But whatever. If being president is all about how much money you can raise, well, evil people give to a cause better than moral people. And that's just a sad fact. These evil people will give their life for this. And for them to raise $200 million, since most of them that are going to be voting for him are on subsistence. Oh, hey, Carol, how's it going? No, that's okay. You're late. Don't worry about it. Yeah, everybody can watch the replay. It's not like YouTube isn't slamming me down. Hey, what'd you think of that short I put out this morning? Boy, I got some hate mail on that one. That's what I was bringing up. You mentioned a higher power on YouTube, and you just have these hate mongers come out. But I tell you what, when you die and you're standing in front of the pearly gates, it's a bad time to find out you were all wrong. Okay, that's all I'm saying. But go ahead and hate on me because I believe in a higher power, and I will be judged when I die. Go ahead and say I'm goofy about that. You know, I don't care. But to me, God isn't fiction. You know, and then talking about YouTube. Yeah. Yeah, and Carol, when it comes to those my shorts that I don't have views on is because they won't put them on the feed. I mean, they're very picky about which ones of mine they put on the feed. And like I say, once it gets around that 400 view, they take it off the feed. 400 view king. I guess going up to 500-600 views. I get lucky every once in a while. But I'm never gonna get 35,000 views if the most they'll put it on the feed is 1,000 or 2,000 times. Anyway, I wish I could. I need to put a poster up so I could show all the analytics, take screenshots of all this. Then you guys would understand. Yeah, I know you do. I see them all, Carol. I see them all. I appreciate it. Yep. But I'm just talking, the ones you see that don't have a lot of views on. But see, you for some reason you always get notified too. I think because it'll come up where you'll hit it, you'll watch it, and it'll become up a notification, not as a short feed. So anyway, oh yeah, you're an awesome subscriber. When the channel gets big, you're going to be a moderator if you don't mind. So anyway, I got 208,000 views and only 400 subscribers. Okay. And now my subscriber count today is going backwards. It's not going forward. So I'm assuming YouTube's getting rid of people they feel I don't need on my channel. It doesn't matter. Yeah. My daughter said she got one notification, me going live 3 days afterwards. Whatever. If this is the games the other side has to play to try to keep us silent, it shows they're wrong. If their argument was so strong, they shouldn't care what I have to say. I should be just, flinging crap out of my mouth. But no, that's what they're doing. If I could get a fair shake on YouTube to get this message across, the message is we need to organize. Okay? Well, we're on self-destruction. We need to organize. We want to stop this. We need to do something. And we need to do it in front of our government so our government knows we're doing it and not let them fear us. If we got millions of people all on the same page organizing, the government knows about it, what's the FBI going to do? Go ahead and show up at somebody's house. We'll surround you with 20,000 people. Get the hell out of here. That's what I want. I want to start organizing. I'm not going to say militia groups or Minutemen, reactionary groups. Because this ain't going to be no frontline stuff. This is going to be your area. Your area is going to be at war. Okay, especially if you're in the big city. We need reactionary groups. I can't believe. I'm out here in the middle of nowhere, but believe me, if I was surrounded by military guys, I would have my own platoon ready to go, trained. And I'm not afraid to say it. The government's trying to enslave me. I don't care what they say. I can feel the pressure of it. That's why the revolution started, or everything started up, because they were feeling the weight and pressure of the government on their lives. Okay, that's what we feel. You know how you train a horse? Pressure. That's what it comes down to. Neck reining them. They feel the pressure on their neck. They want to relieve the pressure, so they turn. and you relieve the pressure. You want them to go, you squeeze them. They go, you relieve the pressure. Yeah, city isn't far away. Everybody see my videos. And if you watch the video of the nearest village I live by, I don't fear that. But pressure. We're feeling the pressure. And being that we're not gonna give, we're gonna relieve that pressure. I guess with pressure. There's some horses you get on that just don't want to be ridden. Okay, and they'll take you for a ride. And the pressure that you give them, just give more back. They can sit there and bite that bit down in their teeth and just take off. I mean, I had one time when I got it stopped, its heart was beating so bad that I felt it going through me. Okay, and that's they're not going to bridle me. I'm not going to give to the pressure. Okay, I can see everything going on, the self-destruction that this country is going to. Yeah. Oh, what's in your life, Carol? Yeah. Well, I'll tell you about me and my horse thing. Okay, I was a kid, always wanted to be a cowboy, right? Watching John Wayne when I saw the movie The Cowboys, I was maybe 8 or 9 years old when I saw it, and I just, I wanted to be a cowboy before then, but I fell in love with it. Well, I went through I didn't know, but I didn't realize this day and age cowboys existed. And I went on with my life, and I went in the Marine Corps and stuff, and got out, and I'd be traveling out west with my brother, and he told me one day, yeah, he's talking about, oh yeah, there it's a cowboy. I said, cowboy? Yeah, they still exist. I mean, this is how stupid I was. Okay, I was a farm boy from Minnesota. Oh yeah, they still exist. From then on, I wanted to be a cowboy. And in 2007, I was 40 years old, and I went out to the mountains of Wyoming in the middle of winter. Uh, the ranch actually is Pathfinder Ranch. It actually our property actually bordered Independence Rock Rest Area where the Independence Rock was. It had the Miracle Mile there for fishing on the North Platte. Anyway, and I learned how to rope and ride. I already knew cows, but I didn't know how to work cows on a horse much. You learn on a horse. It was tough, especially when you get on a good cow horse, and that cow horse knows more than you do about moving cows on a horse. Okay, but I learned, and I'm up to where I've trained horses and stuff like that. But that's my alternative EMP-proof mode of transportation. Was it a nice horse? I tell you what, I've been on some ones that made a rodeo ride look nice, but I'll never get on a bull. I've never been bucked off. That's one thing. I don't know. Once you learn how to ride good enough, and you're in a saddle and stuff, the main thing is you stand up a lot. When you ride a lot and you're moving cows, work cows, not your butt that hurts, it's the bottom of your feet that hurt because you're always standing up. Get your maneuverability. You sit in that saddle, you're going to get thrown. But when the horse is bucking, as long as you never let them get your bottom of your feet in a negative G, they're not getting you off. But when a horse falls, that's what mainly kills people is when a horse falls. You either get crushed by him or, but, and then every horse has its own personality. You got some that are definitely just for experienced riders, and then, you ride them enough. This is the thing with horses. You can take $1,000 horse and turn it into a multi-$1,000 horse. Or you can take a $10,000 horse, do nothing with it, turn it into a $50 horse. It's all about how much work you put into it. But, when I got my mare, Nobody, nobody but me could ride her. Now anybody can ride her, kids and everything. But anyway, okay. I want to get to. I got off track there. I want to get to the lies, the Kamala polls. Yeah, she's giving Trump a run for his money. Who are they kidding? I mean, all these lies that come out of their mouth, lies, 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 every day. I mean, how stupid do they think we are? She got 1% of the vote in 2020. She dropped out. She was a diversity hire. Black women do not like her. I guarantee you, black men, especially ones that have been hosed over by her in the judicial system, don't like her. And I wish those men would get on YouTube and tell their story about what she's done to them. Hi, Kristen. We need some honesty coming out. People can't be afraid to talk, to speak what they know. These are criminal people, and they are able to just cover it up. One thing about camel toes being in there, I guess all the politicians are safe. There can never be a sex scandal again, can there? Because let's bring that lady's bedroom life up. No, it can't do it no more. So I guess all the politicians can sit there and be as sleazy as they want to be and be open about it. We got somebody running for president that slept their way to the top. I can't believe this. Just another tick in the clock in the self-destruction. Okay? But they expect me to believe she's giving Trump a run for her money? His money? Are you kidding me? I'm sure there's excitement at first, but there's a realization in there. No woman is going to want Kamala Harris to be the first woman president. There's no way, unless you're planning to get something from her. I mean, we didn't put Hillary Clinton in. This is the thing. I came up with the 3 witches of the West Wing. We got Kamala Harris, Hillary Clinton, and Nancy Pelosi. Remember the witches of Eastwick? Well, they're the witches of the West Wing. If they get in there. Their little brew and their little cauldron they have and stuff. I'm just sick of seeing our country get flushed down the toilet. I don't want to see my kids have to grow up in a hell. Something that looks like Berlin after World War II. We all seem to forget that happened. Hundreds, millions of people died. Civilians died. Just because they lived in the cities. And these people aren't going to stop. I can't. The lies there pushing on us. I mean, you almost got to sit there and check your sanity every once in a while to make sure we're not actually in the Twilight Zone. Because that's sure what it feels like. To put into words how I feel sometimes, especially after the vandalism of the Liberty Bell. God, that still bothers the hell out of me. It will for a long time. Because I want to go to war with these people that are doing this. I want to settle this problem and do something about it. But I'm not allowed. Remember? The chopper flying over the hot LZ, screaming at the pilot to land so we could do something. And they won't land the chopper. I mean, or a doctor or a nurse seeing a medical emergency and not being allowed to do anything about it. Who puts themselves into that position? I don't feel I should be. That's why we need to start forming groups openly for the government to know. Big groups. Our own little military, if that's what it takes. I don't have a problem with that. I don't have one single problem fighting a tyrant and his little minions. Not one single bit at all, especially if it's going to make men free. You know, and that's another thing. Where is Joe? Who's running our country right now? You know, when's the last time we saw him? Thursday or Wednesday or whenever he gave that? Everything's a fraud. Okay. You know, everything's a fraud. It's just a cloak and dagger. Don't look behind the curtain. That's all that's going on. And the thing is, we all see it. We see the incompetence. I mean, the president, if you're not seeing the president at least once a week, okay, you remember how Trump used to get in the press conferences and he'd basically give them? But Trump's not capable, right? I mean, it wasn't but a couple week ago or 8 days ago, Biden was still the capable one to beat Trump. But now he's not. Now it's Kamala, right? Lies. They're gonna try to steal this election if we have an election. Be interesting to see if there's fights that break out in the precinct areas, in the voting areas. I wouldn't be surprised. You know, that's where it should start. They're cheating. Bam! Call them on it and then have them arrested. Why do we need a bunch of lawyers to decide our election? You know, Laura Trump, she's got all these lawyers hired. And the Democrats saying, really? If we're going to have a fair election, fair and free election, what the hell do we need lawyers for? You know, Democrats, what do you need lawyers for if it's going to be fair and free? Republicans, we don't need lawyers. We need people willing to stand up on November 6th and make sure the cheat don't happen. And I know November 5th is the election, but you can't do it on that day because that would be voter intimidation. But on November 6th, they try to cheat. Boom, end of story. Get rid of them that day. Kick them all out of the White House. Bye-bye. We all know Trump's going to win. They don't stand a chance. That's just common knowledge because it's common sense. I believe that there's going to be, yeah. I mean, I believe the Civil War is going to start November 6th. Something's got to happen. Because if, okay, now let's go the night of November 5th. Them announcing Trump won the election. Let's say about 11 o'clock Eastern time. That Trump won the election. Now just imagine this. Those people are organizing now. See, this is the difference. They are organizing for that day already. We're going to wait for that day to come. Then we're going to organize. Really? That's stupid. We know that day's coming. You know, you don't prepare for war after the enemy's invaded your territory. You prepare before they invade, especially when you know the invasion's coming. I'm just saying. I want to see comments on my channel. I want to start a group. How do I do this? Okay, how you know, back in the Revolutionary War, officers recruited men. You know, because of them, they went to follow them. They recruited men. That's what's got to get back down to. Ethan Allen, 2000, what do they call them? Oh, God. Oh, I want to say Rough Mountain Boys, but I know that ain't it. But anyway, those boys who took Fort Ticonderoga in 1775. and stuff. They had 2,000 guys following him, roughnecks. That's how you got to stand. You got to get people to know that you're willing to sit there and do everything you say you're going to do. And then you got to get men that are willing to follow you. Okay? And go through the same crap. But we need to start preparing now, not on November 6th. Okay? And it's not going to be, this one-on-one crap is garbage. I mean, we have the FBI and ATF shooting guys down in the street in their houses after 6 a.m. no-knock raids. This is the stuff we need reactionary forces for. Because eventually they're going to start coming for all of us. A lot of people on YouTube, except the ones that are, I'll say, spreading fear, spreading what they want. You know, that's the biggest way to control somebody is fear. Okay, I'm just sick of these bigger channels that just constant. Yeah, I've been listening for years. The world's going to end tomorrow. We're still here. You know, when that ship took out the Francis Scott Key Bridge, I knew it was just an electrical fire that caused the rudder to turn it to starboard. That's all it was. Oh my God, they hit the bridge on purpose. For what? But people just give them a reason to freak out. And that's what these channels do. Get people on the same page, be scared. They need to spread fear. I don't want to spread fear. I want to spread confidence that we can take care of this problem. You know, when a unit goes into combat, they're confident. They're not scared. Okay? They're not worried. They're more worried about not letting the guy beside them down. You know, but they're not weary of the enemy. Yeah. I don't know. I tell you what. I like being a fan. I was hoping Prepper Nurse 1 was going to be on tonight, but he wasn't. You know, I like listening to him. But, you know, YouTube is being hard on all of us. But you notice, Prepper Nurse 1, he used to get thousands some people online. You know, same with the Prepared Mind. Same with Prepper Nation. Okay? And, you know, Zombie Farmers kind of went, not posting so much. But, you know, I guess I was like anybody, I'm like Zombie Farmer. I know he rides a horse, but I mean, he's got the same attitude I have. It's time to end this shit. And then the video he put out about the morals of this country just being decayed, big time. You know, take God out of it. You know, pleasures of the flesh, whatever makes me feel good. Anyway, we're headed for disaster if we don't put an end to this. Yeah, I like Zombie Farmer. It's too bad what happened in his personal life, but, you know, he'll get through it. I just don't understand how people can give up their whole life for a few good fun nights. What's there any fun nights? I just, you know, pleasures of the flesh, whatever makes me feel good. That's what's going on with this world today, you know. Not what's right, but whatever makes me feel good. And it's being promoted. So I guess what I would say is we need to prepare for anything and everything. From God's wrath to what man can do to us. Okay? Because I got to believe God's going to start. I mean, he has performed a miracle in the last couple of weeks, wouldn't you say? And I would think that if he's performing miracles, he's also going to give us the wrath, you know, in his way. Watch a lot of it's weather. But you know, if we don't do something about the humans being completely stupid, there ain't going to be a world left for us to. Everything you create is going to be destroyed. Like that short I did. God creates, man destroys. You say, well, no, we create stuff. What do we create that lasts forever? Name one. If we build a building, we take the minerals from the earth, from what God made, to create something. Now, that mineral's been there for millions of years, just fine. We alter it, create something, and 100 years later, it's got to be destroyed. You see? And then we're working on it so much, we're destroying ourselves. If we do not stop this, the human race is going to go through something they'd never seen before. Besides, I guess, with Noah in the flood. And how long did he warn people and they all laughed at him? I mean, if you can't see it coming now, I don't think you're ever going to be woke up. It's crazy what's going on. The sexual depravity that teaching everybody you should be for yourself. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't try to, I don't want to say selfish, but you got to think of yourself. And if you make your life better and you become a better person, the community around you becomes a better community. That's where it starts, with the person in the mirror. Okay? That's the person you need to change first. And when that person becomes a good person, then evil can't even touch you. Because everybody will gravitate towards you. And then you can actually turn the evil around. But sometimes you can't do that with words. Sometimes you got to do it with harder ways, I just hope it doesn't have to come to nukes. By the way, one other miracle I want to bring up. A few years ago, I think it was that mural they had of George Floyd in Ohio, Cincinnati, Ohio, I think it was, that got struck by lightning. Kristen, you should remember that. Made you a believer, didn't it? But, I mean, this is the stuff that happens. But we're supposed to believe that Kamala Harris is giving Trump a run for his money. And then the lies about her being black. Jamaican father, an Indian, and a Hindu mother. Yep. And, I found out that her ancestors were slave owners. It's just crazy, the hypocrisy. But, okay, I'm sorry, YouTube. Did I just give a fact that Kamala Harris's relatives, forefathers were slave owners? That Kamala instigated the 2020 riots by saying people go for it and then having people send money to bail these morons out? Yeah. You have to know what's going on. If you don't know what's going on, you got too many pharmaceuticals in you. And you don't live in reality anyway. And even when a bomb goes off in your front yard, you're not even going to be in reality because the first thing you'll do is blame Trump for it. And they think the government's going to be at their aid. The government is not as big as everybody thinks they are. They're not the big bad wolf everybody thinks they are. Us vets could get together and take our government out in a week. Once we take over a few bases and get all the equipment on the bases and we have the same equipment they have. And like I say, we'll be fighting people that don't even know what they have between their legs. Somebody you don't even have to shoot bullets at to defeat them. You just got to yell the truth at them. People that rather wear high heels than combat boots. People that have no understanding what the purpose for the military is and what it takes to serve that purpose. That's what we're losing. But I don't really care. These are the people I'm be fighting against. We could end this so quick. You know, when we had the revolution, George Washington didn't have millions of vets to go to. Trained army. Could you imagine if George Washington in 1775 or 1776 would have had a trained army of vets to take on the most powerful military? Okay? Imagine how it went? Especially if we had the same firepower they have? Yeah. I just don't understand. It's a mindset too. You have to, it's a mindset that the civilian hears bullet fire, guns fire, and they run from it. See, that's where we're different. We know to save my life, I have to take that gun out, not run from it. That's why our general order to, I can't remember, to close with and destroy the enemy by fire and maneuver. Okay? It doesn't say nothing about running. To close with and destroy the enemy by fire and maneuver. That's what I've been taught. Now, if George Washington would have had that in 1776, the revolution would have lasted, well, they wouldn't have got their butts changed up New York. Okay? 1776 would have been a lot different than it was than the revolution. I just don't think we'll have a problem. It's just everybody's got to catch up and get in the same mindset. Everybody's got to finally be at the bottom. Okay, this is the bottom for me. I'm ready to take this shit on. For some people, I just don't know what it's going to take. Okay? But, you know, just another little thing in self-destruction. But, and then we got to protect ourselves from all these dictators. I'm so tired of being told how I'm supposed to believe, running and get permission to do that, drive a vehicle, buy a new vehicle, all this money you got to pay to the government just so you can drive it on the road. And then the taxes on your fuel. I don't know. It's all got to come to a head sometime. But you know, when people finally start hurting in their pocketbooks enough, maybe that's what'll turn them all around. Me personally, I don't feel the pressure because of money. I feel it because the way I want to live is being impeded by my government, who's supposed to protect my right to pursue my happiness, not interfere with my happiness and charge me for my happiness. Anyway, prepare. You know, when this all comes down and the cities are being bombed, and that could start happening tomorrow. Why couldn't it? How many bombs of ours are hitting Russia every day? Frankly, I can't believe they haven't started it already. Like I say, they want to start a conventional war with us. Our cities are going to get bombed. Would they start a nuclear war with us? Our cities are going to be bombed. That's the way war works. Especially when you can just push a button from thousands of miles away. It's crazy how war is now. You know, with the drones and stuff they're using, dropping little bombs over foxholes and stuff. It's just crazy. The new fourth generation war that's going on. But anyway, you know, we need our country back. We need to save this world. You know, the United States has made its own bed. And like Reverend Wright said, chickens are home to roost. But when he said that, we didn't have an army of illegals in this country like we do now. Anyway, you know, you need to go over your security plan. How you're going to get out when stuff is going to get bad if you're in a populated area. They need to get out quick. You know, if you're in a city and you don't have a bug out bag in your car at all times, I would never live in a city. I couldn't do it anyway. But especially now, I mean, how can a conservative live in Portland? What conservative in their right mind would live in Portland? Anyway, like I say, these people are highly motivated and highly stupid. You know, maybe when our reactionary forces deal with them, they'll tone down. But, you know, that's who the government's sending at us first, too. Those people. Because they're not stopping them from assaulting police, killing people, burning and looting. So if they're not stopping it, they're allowing it. I don't even want to deal with them. I want to bypass them and go to the straight people that are causing all this. Go to the top and settle the problem. Anyway, anybody there gets the message out, start spreading the word. We need to organize into reactionary groups. The left is doing it, and we don't want to be caught with our pants down on November 6th. If you live in a big city and you don't have I don't want to call it a MAG, because that's going to be somebody you're going to be bugging out with. It's just going to be a group to help protect the neighborhood. You want to take these people one-on-one. You want to stop before they get in your neighborhood. Anyway, that's what I want to see. Open organization. Openly telling the government, yeah, we're here. Try your crap, and we'll introduce ourselves to you. It's our country. It's not theirs. That's one thing we all need to realize. They are stealing from us. We are not stealing from them. This world is a big place. If you don't like the rules in this country, don't come here and try to change them. Just go to a country that will rule you like you want to be ruled, okay? If you want to be free, independent, and create your own life here, and become a good citizen and help your community, this is where you come, lawfully. If not, get the hell out of here. I'm sure China would gladly take a few more million slaves. Okay? But we need to start organizing. Like I say, they're doing it. Let's get our platoons going. Let's get our reactionary groups going. Just like when the Lexington Concord happened, people came out of everywhere. And then had Boston surrounded before they even got back there. That's the type of spirit we have to have. You know, you will respect us. And you will stop screwing us over. Frankly, the whole system the Constitution needs to be reinstated. Criminals need to be brought up on charges and brought to trial. I mean, we had an illegitimate government now since January 21st of 2021. So basically, anything they've done since then is void. Once the cheat comes out, anything they've done over those 4 years with him being in there is going to be void. I mean, it can't stand because the guy was never president, just because the press said so. But all this truth needs to come out, right? YouTube. That's the most important thing in the world is the truth, because the truth will set you free. You know, if you start putting truth on your platform, you actually might start making money again too. But you know what? I didn't go to your business school. I don't have the people in your boardrooms that are making the bad decisions, flushing your company down the toilet. All I know is it's not the YouTube it was 10 years ago. Boy, do I wish I would have started a channel years ago, but I didn't know nothing about YouTube. My kids had to introduce me to YouTube. You know, because I just didn't care about it. Like I said, I lived in my own little life and I went to work and, you know, I never really had any worries. I listened to Rush Limbaugh and stuff, but, you know, I didn't feel as threatened as I do now. But it's come a long way since 20 years. It's come a long ways. You know, AM radio, that used to be a great place to go. But like I say, it was a lot of complaining. Rush would tell us what the problem was, but Rush never came in here and say, hey, let's all come here and let's all organize against this. Let's form that wall against this tyranny. He saw it coming. You know, we have plenty of Paul Revere spreading the word. We need the Minutemen at Concord by the bridge saying no further, even though they went all the way to Concord. But still, you know, we're not going to win every battle. But we got to be smart enough to win the war and determined enough to win it. Nobody ever said liberty came free. You know, a free life is not free if you're willing to be controlled by a tyrant or even listen to half the one of your ways you want to live being restricted. I still can't believe you need a permit to exercise your Second Amendment. Permission from the FBI with a background check and stuff to exercise your Second Amendment. You know, and everybody, well, schizophrenics and stuff get guns. You know what? This is the thing. If everybody had a gun and knew how to use it, people wouldn't be breaking the law because they knew everybody could blow them away. When everybody knows that the other person to defend them, like out here, you don't have this thing called crime. Can you imagine living in a county where there's no crime? You guys would look at our police reports in the big city and say, that's worse than Mayberry. But I'm all for it. But you know what? We're all armed out here too. And somebody comes out here trying to start problems, they know they're not going to get very far. You get on that one-lane road north of Whitman, you go 4 or 5 miles, you're going to turn around because you're going to know you're in the wrong place. You're going to know that these people are probably not going to be pushovers. If you see them, you know, you come out here starting trouble, the shot that kills you, you're probably not even going to see anybody. You'll be taken out before you saw a single person. But like I said, I wish they would come out here just once. I want to play with them. I want them to try to spread graffiti all over me like the Liberty Bell. Oh, I'd really like that. Yep. But these are the people that we're giving medical aid to. You know, we give bombs to Israel, medical supplies to Hamas. That makes about this much. It don't make no sense at all. Playing both sides, talking out of both sides of their mouth. Not really standing up for everything, just standing up for anything. Anyway, that's what we're dealing with. I didn't plan on going this long tonight. Boy, it sure don't take an hour long to get an hour on a live stream. YouTube still hasn't given me my little board up there to see how many people are watching and stuff. You know, YouTube, all you got to do, and I know you can do this because I know of other creators that you did this to. Hit the delete button like I didn't even exist. Otherwise, I'm going to be here every single day with truth coming out of my mouth. And there ain't nothing you can do to stop it. Even if I get one view, like Carol, she can still spread the word. And like I say, you can't stop me from talking to my neighbors and people I see. I mean, people I don't even know. If I can tell they're of a conservative side, I get, you know, how they feel. And organize. I would love to have a 1,000,000-man army in this country by vets by November 5th. I bet you if we had that, and of course the government would complain, fight and say, oh, they're going to take over our country. No. But if we had a 1,000,000-man army by November 5th, ready to go, reactionary groups all over the country, I bet you we'd have a fair and free election. Well, we can't. Because we got voting machines. It comes down to ones and zeros. You can manipulate ones and zeros. Every computer hacker knows this, no matter how secure it is. You know, what was it last time? Well, we thought you intended to vote this way, so your vote got switched. People saying their votes got switched. Just like YouTube, unsubscribing people because they can't handle what I say. Or maybe the wrong person subscribed that can really start spreading the word. But, you know, I'm not buying it. Like I say, paper ballot, and if that don't work, paper ballot with thumb in the ink. We need free and fair elections. It's a people's election, not the rich people's election who want to install somebody. I just can't believe we're using voting machines. You know, that should be something technology should be completely left out of, because technology can be manipulated. But somebody going into a voting booth and whatever, checking a box or doing the chaffs or whatever, filling out your ballot the proper way and it being counted right. I mean, what do you think the election would look like? Do you think it would look like Kamala is given, he gave Donald Trump a run for his money? You want to know what the last fair and free election between a Democrat and a Republican was? Where actually, well, no, it would have been Carter and Reagan and Mondale and Reagan. When the Democrats just totally got steamrolled and stuff wasn't even close to this bad in this country. And they figured out their treatment strategy since then. Okay. And they had it in the early 2000s. Remember 2004? They were sure that was it Kerry that was running then had won against Bush. Doesn't matter. They're both pieces of garbage. Okay, because they thought they had cheated enough. They have been perfecting this over the years. And, Stalin said it depends on who counts the votes. And right now, who counts the votes? Okay? Dominion does. Don't think if you're in that precinct run through the machine, that's being counted accurately. Dominion does. And then, just like in the last election where they stopped the counting so they could figure out a way to get cheat enough to get by, it's just whatever. This ain't going to happen this time. If they actually let Donald Trump win, the left is going to start the Civil War. If they try to steal it, we need to start the Revolutionary War, okay? And take our country back. So, Jeepers, over an hour already. Anyway, I'm going to get rolling. I hope everybody had a good Sunday. Check out my shorts. See why I'm upsetting YouTube so much. You got to admit, the other side just gives us so much information, so much material. I tell you what, if I was a stand-up comedian on Friday nights, I'd be doing a Friday night comedian act. I don't know, maybe I should try that once. I don't know. They just give you so much. Maybe if I did that on Friday night, not be so serious, more people would tune in and we could actually get people thinking more about it instead of just hitting them directly. But anyway, I hope everybody has a good Sunday. Let's see. I had a good Sunday. Let's see what this week's going to bring with the lies that they're going to be bringing out. Maybe Kamala will be the next St. George Floyd, huh? Whatever. Crazy world we live in. Self-destruct sequence has started. Let's see if we can get this baby stopped. Anyway, time to organize, everybody, because the other side is definitely doing it. The Slow-Mo Prepper out.